a few months later, I saw that they had other Disney movie palettes, and so here's what I'm talking about. So I had the Wally one, and then there was a Snow White one, a Peter Pan one, an Alice in Wonderland one, and I wanted to not only add my collection, but I wanted to give a couple of them to my nieces. And then lo and behold, when I got them, I'm just putting on some makeup from the Wally. Okay, let's go back to me. So I'm using the Wally palette. It has a nice purple. It has some really beautiful teals. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna use the teal as a crease. Whoops. Wow. I just got that little smear. I think I need a fresh tool. So anyway, so I was excited to get it, and obviously I'm a pretty easy target for these kinds of um, promotional packaging things, just this theme stuff, and they have a lot of different um, branded merchandise on that Hot Topic site. And so I just thought, they were adding new stuff as one would expect they would. And so I was psyched to add to my collection, and then lo and behold, when I got them, what did I find out? But what do you notice here? So every single one of these is the same set of colors, just reorganized in a different order and renamed. Are you freaking kidding me, Disney? You could not be bothered to make 4 different palettes. And I saw actually that there is another one on the site now from another, there's a newer one that has the exact same thing. So there's right now there's 5 palettes on the Hot Topic site that, unbeknownst, because they rename them and reorder them and probably purposely photograph them differently. I mean, I think I would have noted. I didn't, it sure wasn't clear to me that I was buying the exact same thing I already had. So anyway, I mean, that's the bottom line. That's just like, what? And ooh, so I'm gonna give some new colors off this a try. Um, so anyway, I called up Hot Topic and I said, what on earth? Um, that, how would you feel if you bought something that you thought were 3 different things, and instead you found out that not only is it not 3 different things, it's 3 things that are exactly like the one thing you already have like this, that made by the same people, and obviously all the only difference is slapping a different cover on it. And ooh, they went to the trouble to rename the colors, but you couldn't actually go to the trouble of putting in different colors. Disney are one of the biggest freaking companies in the whole world, and you could not be bothered. Like, and also, how could you not think that people would notice this? So, on the phone with Hot Topic, I explained what happened, and normally makeup isn't returnable. But because of this, and I just said, you know, this is unacceptable, and I shouldn't have to pay for something that I already have. And so they let me return it, and so Hot Topic did the right thing. But I said, you know, I can't possibly be the only person who's going to notice this. But I don't know. So far, all these things are still on the website exactly like that. And you know what, Disney? Obviously, I came in really good faith. I really wanted to love this little collection of palettes, but then you scam me and you rip me off. I mean, how dare you? How dare you rip me off? So anyway, I just thought that I have to share this. And Disney, I'd be thrilled if you wanted to do something to make this up to me and everybody else. But like, number one, like, immediately take all these fraudulent things off the site. I mean, that's just outrageous. So anyway, you know, I know that Disney's, again, like I said, one of the biggest corporations in the world, but I mean, how is this just not flat out wrong? So I just thought I have to bring it to the attention. And again, Hot Topic did the right thing, but hopefully, I said, you better tell somebody in your marketing department to call Disney out, because this is just so beyond acceptable. And also, it sort of just reminds me of freaking 45. I mean, how stupid do you think we are? Anyway, obviously they think we're incredibly stupid, and so Disney, you better do something to make this right and acknowledge it, because you're gonna get a bunch of beauty blogger people on you. I mean, feel free to send me like an unlimited supply of different palettes. I'll be happy. Well, because I say I really like the quality of it. It's very, very cute, and um, definitely my nieces. I would still give this to my nieces, but I would need you to, I don't know, fix this. It's just in this crazy world right now, like any kind of just insulting scam like this, it's just so base. So anyway, who knew there would be breaking, like I said, breaking scandalous news about eyeshadow palettes involving the biggest corporation on earth. So if anything happens to me, you guys, so, oh, more Milani. I'm going to use some Milani liquid up here. Oops. Ooh, I like that green. It's almost a little bit mermaidy. So I can just go back to appreciating the Wally palette, which I like innocently had no idea that, you know, what was coming with it. But ooh. Okay, I need to let that dry. So, while I'm doing that, I also want to talk about perfume. So, there's all these things that are just more ways of just self-care, just like such simple little luxuries that can make such a huge difference in just the way you feel. And here, Aqua de Gio. This is the perfume I've been wearing probably since it came out, which is sometime in the early 90s. And this is my staple, and it's mostly, well, it's jasmine, white flower type stuff, but it's hard to find now because now they have Aqua de Joe for men. That's super popular, And then now they came out with Aqua de Joya, Gioia, I think. Anyway, it doesn't smell anything like, well, it's not supposed to. It's something different, but isn't to me no comparison, and I am not interested in that one. But while I'm in lockdown, I want to explore a little more. I've been looking for a new scent, and or to revisit old ones. Because I found out like on eBay, and there's definitely ways to get these older perfumes, but I had the ones that I grew up with, and um, I can remember like periods of my life by what perfume I wore. And I also can remember like the smells of perfume so clearly. One time when I was living in Telluride, um, well, never mind, that's another story. But so, and then another one I really love is Amarige by Givenchy. And I used to wear another Givenchy called Isatis, which I like, but I haven't seen that in a long time. When I was in my 20s and on my way to living in Paris, I fell in love with Niki de Saint-Phal, who's this amazing French artist, and there's a fantastic, probably one of my favorite places in Paris is at where the Centre Pompidou at Place Beaubourg. There's the best fountain in Paris, which has her kind of artwork with these just really colorful snakes and other animals. So I hadn't seen it, but also actually I kept one of the bottles. I have this is whoa, this has traveled around with me as like a little accessory, just as a little piece of art since Paris, since my 20s. And then it just, I guess they stopped making or something. But there's also a really beautiful version. That's the perfume. It's like a cube shaped bottle with the sculpture of these snakes on top, and I really want to get one of those. But those are like collector's items now on eBay that cost, I don't know, a lot, like $200 or something. So I consoled myself just to try to remember what it smelled like. I got one of these little, just, tiny ones, and unfortunately no art on it. But I was surprised that it just didn't smell quite the same to me. Although I love the way that scents can just take you right back to a certain time in your life, and that's certainly a happy memory, happy time. And when last time I was in Paris, I got to go visit that fountain again. So anyway, so I'm looking to try new perfumes, but it's crazy to buy perfume that you've never gotten to smell. So I guess I have to just rely on little samples at this point, since I don't really have a way to even go to a store to, so I would love some suggestions, but my favorite scent is jasmine, whatever it is. I would probably think that kind of needs to be one of the main notes. And it's good when you know what you like and what you don't like, and that's part of the thing about being this old and having tried a lot of different things. I really can't stand, like I was looking at descriptions of perfumes on a website the other day, and trying to find anything that seemed to sort of fit the things I like, and every single thing that had jasmine also had sandalwood, musk, or patchouli, and I can't stand any of those. I mean, that just no. So it's good if you know. Well, and when I worked at Baumwood Teller, the department store in Chicago, on the ground floor of the Hancock building, occasionally, even though I was working for Pupa, the Italian makeup company, every now and then I'd have to cover for one of the women who worked in the perfume department, and I was, I had quite a collection at that point, and I got a chance to really, try out all kinds of stuff. So this was in the early 80s, and some of those scents have absolutely stood the test of time. Um, well, one of the ones that from that time period, Yves Saint Laurent Rive Gauche. I wore that a lot, and then also, of course, Ralph Lauren's Lauren. That's sort of like more of a teenager time. Then also Chanel Cristal. There's this classical one called Fracas, which I loved. But oh, and so about Fracas, so I really wanted to get one of those, to try it, and I mean to buy one because I had like narrowed down the things I liked. And so one of the days that I was working in the perfume counter, this African king guy comes in with like six wives. I mean, all in um, just elaborate coverings, but I mean their faces were clear, and they all went into the perfume area, and the king guy was just like, "Oh, to my wives, like they just can get whatever they want." And then he goes, "You, my lovely, I want to buy you one too. What would you like?" And I was like, "Ah, fracas." And I had to go to my boss and say, "Is that okay?" And she's like, "Of course." So, anyway, that was just cool. Thank you, Mr. African King. I wish I could remember what country you were from, but that was certainly a memorable day in the perfume department at Bonwit Teller in Chicago. Um, about jasmine, though, too, I got some jasmine hair oil, um, and to use with like the flat iron and different things. And I just like having, it's not a perfume for sure, but anyway, I was just putting that out there. I love this, but also really like, like this is more of a daytime one. There's also a nighttime version of